Hello, my name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to the week. Welcome to all things hitting the refresh button. It's like that spinning wheel that's been in the proverbial computer is starting to abate. We're finally starting to get some action, some movement, some forward motion. Mercury retrograde has been a lot. And I've just noticed like how interesting little things have been happening over and over, like stubbing my toe and my car like being weird and not charging my phone or being on the Bluetooth or anything like, those little inconveniences, and always and ever those lessons of when the don't sweat the small stuff. I think that a positive Mercury retrograde is like when we get to have that notion of not sweating the small stuff, of allowing like those little things that make us take a minute to make us take a minute, to make us genuinely focus on what we're missing. Because I often think that when we have to go back to get our keys because we forgot them, or we get in the car and left something in the house and have to go back to get that it's the universe asking us to look at it different. Because I don't know, I always just take that moment, and I hope you do or will going forward, because I feel like we're so busy all the time, moving through life, moving through what we have to get done, what we have to do. And I think sometimes the universe, and particularly in Mercury, I keep saying Mercury so bad, you guys. It's just so the death rattle of Mercury retrograde. It cracks me up. I think, and it totally makes me lose my train of thought, but I think that those things happen particularly in Mercury retrograde to teach us a little bit about the notion of slowing down, about the notion of it didn't break for no reason. It didn't work out for no reason. It's not like the things that ail us when we get sick, the things that break when we overuse it. It's not like those things break for no reason. We don't get sick for no reason. Nothing happens in this world that doesn't have a reason. And I think that living in a way that allows us to structure our lives around the slowness of it is really powerful. Of when you forget your keys, take a moment. Just sit with it for a moment and just, I don't even know, do whatever you want to do. Give yourself a hug, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a high five. Just take a deep breath in and out. It didn't even take that long. And it's amazing how, without even realizing it, you could have completely changed the structure of your day. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie. I forget when it was from, early 2000s, late 90s, with Gwyneth Paltrow, called Sliding Doors. And it was the notion of what her life would look like had she caught a train versus not caught her train. And I love that. Like, I could eat that concept for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because it is always the notion of, if anything had been any different, even one moment like catching or missing a train, and you wouldn't be who you are today. And taking those moments to understand that is such a powerful gangster ass move, you guys. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I think that if we can truly sit in our lives and say that I wouldn't be here if XYZ hadn't happened, if I hadn't made this weird decision that at first I thought was a really big mistake, but turned out to be a life-defining moment. I can't tell you how many moments I have that I can think back on where if I had just done one thing different, everything would have been different. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's just crazy and blows my mind to think about. So here's to the celebration of the end of Mercury retrograde on Wednesday. We get to go direct. We get to have, a tour de force of our own creation. So if things go wrong, you can't blame it on Mercury anymore, only yourself. So that's nice. I feel like we made it out of like a crazy intense cycle, and there are some rewards here. We're having our last few days with Venus in Virgo. So a couple of days to reflect on this notion of love excellence, of being of service, of, we don't get the cookie until we've earned the goddamn cookie. Do you know? Like, you don't get to enjoy the finer things that you haven't worked for. And I love that. And Venus doesn't love that. Venus being in Virgo is in its fall, which means it's in a place that it's uncomfortable, because Venus does not give shits about if it earned it or not. Venus vibes just wants to chill all the time. And yay for Venus. But Venus also has to go through her own life lessons of Virgo saying, okay, giddy up. Like, what did you do to earn the rest? What did you do to earn the love? What did you do to earn the sex? What did you do to earn it? We are such a privileged generation. The notion of earning things is a little muddled these days, because the ideal of giving ourselves the cookie before we've baked the cookie is vibey these days. And Virgo and Venus wants to remind us that anything worth fighting for is worth working for and then enjoying, because you enjoy it so much more when you know you've truly deep down earned it. And so, that's grindy. It's been like a few weeks of that and a feeling like I have to do so much to get ready for the one nice thing. And this week we're saying goodbye to that notion. So what are the last few things you can do with excellence? How can you love your children, your spouse, your partner, your friend, your family? How can you exalt them? How can you exalt love? How can you be in service to love? To me, I also think of that as forgiveness. How can you forgive deeper, better, in a more loving way? Because Venus and Virgo both are about love in their own ways. Virgo is about sticking up and being of service to those that need it most. And if that's not love, I don't know what is. And Venus is all about love and beauty and what is around us that is beautiful. And in Virgo, what is around us that is beautiful are the things that we can create and be for one another. And so it's a great opportunity to appreciate, enjoy, and work for what you love. Because then, oh my gosh, you guys, Venus is going to go into Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So party hardy, good times for all. Talk about some forgiveness. It'll come easy. The compassion, the beauty of the world will be all around us. Venus will be so happy. So have more dates, have more walks with those you love, spend the time, make the time over this next Venusian cycle to really make sure that you are embodying and imbibing what it is for you to really love. And I love that for us. And here we are in a Virgo sun. Virgo sun can be difficult for some people because not only is it a grounding sign, it's an earth sign. It's also asking us to, as I said about the Venus vibes, we're dotting our I's, we're crossing our T's, and we're doing things with more excellence. We're doing things with more meaning. And now Virgo in our chart can be like, no, you didn't fold the towel the right way. This is how the towel is supposed to be folded. Only ever fold it this way. Okay. Yes. It's particular. Virgo can be bossy. Virgo wants perfection. Virgo wants it to be just so. So you might be feeling that way. And in that, if you're a very imperfectly flawed person, just like myself, you are going to feel like you're letting yourself down. You're going to feel like you're shooting yourself to death. You're going to feel like there's so many things to get done and not enough time to do it the way you want to do it. So why do it at all? And I cleaned my kids' rooms this week with this Virgo intention. I think I was more tapping into the Virgo Venus of wanting to be of service to my children, wanting to do it well, but it's like both times. So I spread it out over the week. I did one kid's room one day and my other kid's room like 4 days later because I needed a break. And I would get elbows deep in it where everything is just pulled out, and I would have such deep regret of what I just did to myself, because I knew, I'm like, oh, well, this is all day then. Bye world, bye universe, bye, see you in like 6 hours. And that's exactly what it was. But it was so cathartic because also embracing that I am going to give myself over to a task that is of service felt really good. Did I enjoy it? No. Was it what needed to be done? Yes. Am I enjoying it today? Fuck yeah, I am. Their rooms are spick and span. Everything has a home. I will get back to you on how long this lasts within my household. I'm optimistic, but Virgo season would be, wouldn't it? Virgo season would be like, from now on, it'll always be clean. They will have their rooms picked up before they go to bed. This is a lie. I know this is a lie. I know it because my room isn't always picked up at the end of every day. So how am I going to toe the line if I'm not towing it? So here's my Virgo invitation, right? How can we toe this line of, we want to get it right, but you can't overdo it. Like, oh my gosh, the notion that it's going to be perfect every single day, that we're not going to have sick days, that we're not going to have moments where our room isn't going to be clean, where their clothes will be on the floor, where I won't know where anything is madness. They're kids. I'm a kid. I'm not. I want to be. And also, the start of school. Whether you are in school or not, you feel that energy. It's fresh. I know here in Ashland, Oregon, there have been a lot of moments of crisp air, of cooler temperatures, of wind. We even had a thunderstorm. It is a refresh. It's like that wheel has stopped spinning and we're refreshed. Good news is we're refreshed. Yay, Mercury's direct. Virgo energy wants us to work hard and go forward. We got a lot of really good things. Venus is moving into Libra and we love this for us, but bad news is when you hit refresh, everything starts over, okay? And any kind of tapes or monologues or things that you have been running through in your mind, they're still there, just refreshed. So you get to work with those worries, concerns, crap in a new, different way. So take it or leave it, work with it or don't. That's the thing I really love about astrology, is it's always there. It's not like it's going away. You get to choose to work with it or not work with it. Today, for a couple days now, we have the moon in Gemini. Is that true? That's true. And so things are going to be very mercurial, moving very fast. We're going to have new thoughts. We're going to have new things to do. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's go. And if you are a little exhausted from the last few weeks of the tomfoolery that has been going on, well, my friends, it's going to feel a little exhausting this week. There's going to be so much stimuli, so much new, so much energy. How are you going to deal with that? And then a few days later, the moon will shift over into Cancer, which will want to then nest and rehome and redo what makes us feel comfy, cozy. And then we'll get into a Leo frame of mind to really get the next week going. So this is the week. This is the vibes we have to work with. We have a lot of kinetic energy to start, a lot of nesting energy in the middle, and a big, bold idea to end it. And I love that too, because Pluto, America's having a Pluto return. I think I've spoken about this, but if you're a new listener, America's chart has gone all the way around in Pluto's book and landed. And so America is going through this big shift because Pluto changes everything. And Pluto's going back into Capricorn because it's retrograde for a little bit, for a couple more months, and then we'll never see Pluto in Capricorn again. So you can look at where the ending degrees of Capricorn are in your chart to know what's the final lesson. We've been doing this lesson since 2008. It's a long time to be working on a thing. Okay, so it's like honoring that we are closing a chapter. I don't know what that is in your life, but we are honoring a very long cycle that's coming to an end. And then in a few months, it's going to go forward into Aquarius again. And all bets are off, you guys. Pluto wants change, and Aquarius is like, get on, bitches. We're going. So I like the energy. I do. I like it. I think it's neato. I think Uranus is in the game. It's going retrograde, which isn't that big a deal in and of itself because it does that. But paying attention to what calamities come up. But in retrograde, it's what calamities have we already seen? It's like calling your ex. Don't do that. It's like dating the same person, only in a different iteration. Don't do that. It's like a review on the bigger mistakes, the bigger lessons, the bigger changes we want to make. And I think that this is kind of cool. I feel like this week is kind of cool. if we want it to be. I think that it can be a little exhausting and a little overwhelming what's coming around the pike, just because whenever we're going to embark, that's what I see this week as, is like, there's the Titanic, we're embarking. We're going on an adventure. And it's like, you get to choose your own adventure. Yay. But like, if we're going on this new adventure, not Titanic, it didn't end well. That was a bad choice, okay? But say you're going on a new adventure with the same baggage, shit's stanky. It needs to get washed. Like, put down the baggage is the advice this week. You're going on a new walk with yourself, and don't hold hands with your old self. Say bye. It's like the parents that can't say bye at the school entrance. It's like, you got to. In order for your child to be the new iteration of themselves, you have to be a new letting go iteration of you too. You have to allow. We all have to allow each other. Going into politics season, we all have to allow each other to vibe the way we vibe. And then we get to choose what vibes we're around and what we're ascribing to. But with our children, we do not decide who they're going to be. We give them a roadmap. We give them a ride, especially as they become teenagers. We give them a ride to where they are going, not where we're going. We drop them bitches off. Don't forget that we are us and they are them. And this is what I want you to be thinking about when I say we're going on a new adventure. Leave your old self at home. We all have the right to change. This is hard because oftentimes when we do go through a big change, people that we don't see often, friends, family, whatever, they still have us in the box that they had us in the last time they experienced us. And sometimes that can feel so limiting, to feel like you're this new imbibed version of yourself that a few people just won't understand. People that are used to understanding you won't understand. And that, I think, is the scary thing of getting on the new ride. Is what's it going to be? What's it going to turn me into? But the ultimate faith, the ultimate gangsta, is having faith in yourself. And whatever goes, whatever stays, whoever goes, whoever stays, is in alignment with the new you that you're allowing to be here. So let the new you be here. Don't be afraid if that other person goes, or if the other version of you goes away completely for a while, because that's how it's supposed to be. Your kids are supposed to grow. So are you. You don't stop growing ever. This is a forever game. Play. Come play. And that's what I like about fall, is I feel like there's a change in the wind and it goes deep, 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 dark, dark. But at the beginning, there is the packing, your soul packing. What are you going to put in your backpack for the journey, for the hero's arc? What are you going to do for the next big thing in your life? How are you going to be preparing for it? Like, don't just walk into a party without any booze, guys. Jesus. I mean, do. I don't drink a whole lot, but just don't come without your chips or your cookies, Pack what is going to be nourishing to you on this soul trip. Look forward to it. Count on it. Be there for it. It's like life happens when we're not looking. But just imagine if we were looking. That's what this week is to me. Look around you. This is the moment right before the leaves change. This is the moment right before you get in the car to go somewhere you don't know yet. This is the moment before you change your mind. This is the precipice that you didn't know. We never know when's the last time we're going to hold our kids like babies. We never know when's the last time we're going to see someone we really love. And so how do we treat every moment as precious like that? I still remember the very last time I got to hug my mom. And thank God it was a good one. I don't know if I was intuitively feeling that. I don't know what that was. But I really hugged her. And I'm so grateful, because I will remember that hug for the rest of my life, because it was the last one. And I'm so glad I remember it, because what if I had just been bumbling around, not realizing I was at a precipice? I mean, I didn't realize I was at a precipice, but some little angel on my shoulder told me to hug her like you mean it. And I did. And I think she knows that I mean it forever, even though she's not here. And this is what I'm talking about, the fall. The fall season is a time of letting go, but it's also a time of allowing. what is to be and what is new to be. Because first we have to shed away the people that aren't coming on the bus with us. The iterations and versions of ourselves that are outdated, old news, not us anymore. And so the card I drew is message in a bottle. I love that. I love it when I pull the right card, because it's like, I always pull the right card. Let's be real. There is no mistakes ever. Message in a bottle. Look for the meaning. Look for the synchronicity of your life. The universe is playing with you at all times. It's all just a game. We're all here playing. And if you are awake, if you are here present with me, then things are happening. Things are happening all around you, all day, every day. Being awake enough to let it present itself to you and understand what it's saying, that's gangsta. Yeah, it is. That's amazing. And let's try for that this week. Let's see how the world opens up to us when we open up back to it. And what can we dump? What can we get rid of? I want you to make a list. Here is your homework, my dear, dear lovelies, of 5 habits. Okay, 3. Let's start smaller. 3 habits, 3 things that don't serve you anymore. And write them down. Admit to them. Come clean. What is something you do? Can you put your phone out of the room 10 minutes before you go to sleep? Can you eat a little bit less carb, a little more veg? Can you go on a walk 10 minutes longer? Can you work out 1 more time a week? What are the small ways in which you can open yourself up to shifting, to changing, to doing it different? That's my invitation. What are the 3 things you have to let go of? What are the 3 emotions, things, or habits that aren't coming in the car with you this fall? Please comment, leave me a message. Tell me what your 3 things are. I would love to know, because I'm growing with you. I don't know what my 3 things are. I just came up with this as I'm talking to you. I think my 3 things are to work on my laundry piles more often, to smile whenever I think of it, and to leave my phone out of my bedroom every single night. Those are my 3. They're very simple. It's nothing big. It's nothing that's going to be world altering, but it's a commitment I'm making to say, I care about my reality. I care about my next steps. Virgo wants me to fold the damn clothes, to leave the phone out, and to really embrace my smiles, because I believe when we smile, the world smiles with us. Indeed, this is true. This really is. It's like a day where you're like, I am feeling so attractive. And you look the same damn way that you always look. But feelings are vibes. People pick up on vibes. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Here we go. If you aren't vibing, then what are you attracting? The not vibes. Don't attract the not vibes. Attract the cool vibes. There we go. Have a great week. Message me your 3 things. Let me know how you're doing. Like, share, spread me far and wide. Oh, please, wouldn't I just love to be heard more often? I so deeply care about you all. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week.